Talk about a reality check, y'all. I thought because everything was going all good that it was all me, and baby, I was all wrong. For real. Okay, so I'm sharing this story because God got me together real quick, y'all. I had an old pastor who would always say, if you can't say amen, say ouch. And this was definitely a moment for me to say ouch. When I realized what exactly was going on in this particular season, whew. So, as you all saw, the title of this video is Don't Get Too Comfortable to Consult God, because that's exactly what I did in this season. And so let me just take y'all on a journey with me, right? So I'll set the stage. I was in a job that I really enjoyed. I had a great relationship with my boss. I had a good working relationship with my coworkers. I was being compensated well. It was a job that was easy enough that I was able to maintain my career as well as my business, as well as my family life, as well as my social life, and everything just seemed to be going well. Whew. Y'all, I'm already I'm already feeling a type of way telling this story. And so, at this particular job, there was a reason why I was away for a little while, and then I came back. It's so funny because I'm trying to keep it general enough, right? I'm trying to give you all enough detail so that you can understand the circumstances without the girlies going on LinkedIn to see exactly which job I'm talking about. Because I know y'all will. But I went away for a while and then I came back. And when I came back, I expected things to be similar to the way they were when I left. Again, I hope y'all can tell this is not necessarily a story that, it's not necessarily a story that I love. So telling this it's stretching. It's stretching for sure. But when I came back, things were different. But I thought to myself, certainly, surely things will get back to the way they were before I left, because it was great. I was comfortable. It's good. It's coming, right? It's on the way. Well, fast forward, I end up getting a message from one of my previous coworkers who tells me that they have a role available at their company and they think I would be perfect for the role, and they send it across and they're willing to give a referral and say, hey, I know the perfect person for this position. And it was oh, thank you so much for thinking of me. But no, I'm good, right? Because everything was great before I left. I just got back. It's not the right time. I'ma be good. Thank you for thinking of me. And maybe in the future I'll consider it. But no, I'm good. I'm good for now. Y'all, not once did I consider, hey, Candace, how about you take this to the Lord in prayer, right? Ask the Lord what he has to say about this new opportunity being presented to you. No, instead I thought I knew best in this moment, right? I was just oh no, I'm fine where I'm at. Things were great. I'm just coming back. I've only been back a couple of weeks. It's probably going to be exactly like it was before I left. And why would I ever want to leave that? Everything is just, it's going well. Don't get me, because I have to set this up well. Everything was still going well. I had some question marks, but everything was still going well at that point. And so I tell the person, again, thanks for thinking of me, discard it, and I just keep on going on. Until maybe it was about a month after that, right? So it was long enough that the other position was no longer available. But it was still recent enough that I remember that happened, right? So about a month goes by, and then everything hits the fan. You know, it took a lot of me. Not the ish hits the fan, right? Like all of the stuff happens. It's like there was a lot that had taken place while I was away. And there were people who came in and changed the dynamics of the team, the culture of the workplace. Everything that I had previously known got flipped upside down on its head, right? To put things into perspective, I've never like worked in a place that I felt was like so stressful. And as you know, we always love to just throw the label toxic out there, right? Like, oh, that's a toxic environment. Oh, she's toxic. Oh, he's toxic. But this was truly a toxic work environment for me. And so it wasn't until I was still going through all of the stress that came with being a part of this toxic work environment, it wasn't until then that I remembered the position that was offered to me practically a month ago. And the fact that I didn't even ask God his opinion on it. Like, let's take off the board that I should have probably just said, Lord, I want to be where you want me to be. I didn't even run it by him whatsoever. And so the reason this came back up again is because I recently started reading When Women Pray by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And in there, he talks about this thing called the favor trap. And I had to pull it up because I did not want to misquote, right? But when he talks about the favor trap, it's when everything is going well in your life, there will always be a temptation to elevate maintaining your comfort over fulfilling your purpose. Whew. Y'all. This is exactly what I experienced, right? So I recognized that there was a point when I fell into this favor trap. Because I didn't even ask, like I didn't even consider that maybe, even though things were well here, maybe God had better for me, or maybe God had a different assignment for me. And so I'm telling this story because I definitely know that in that season, or in the previous season, I was called to that position, right? So I knew that it was God who placed me there. However, at some point along the way, I started deciding that I was the one making the decisions, right? Like I was the one who was like, okay, you put me here, God, back. Cool. I'm moving and grooving, making things shake. We are good. Like we are comfortable. We are in a space where work isn't even something I really need to pray about anymore because all is just going well. And honestly, I couldn't have been farther from the truth. And so I wanted to tell this story to really encourage you that whether you are in a space where things aren't going so well, or you're in your mountaintop season where everything is awesome, like make sure that you are still staying connected to the source. Make sure that you are still allowing God to order your steps, and just know, this is what I know that even when things look good, the best that God has for my life is still yet to come. And so it's very important. It's important for me, it's important for you, that as we take steps, as we continue on, as we go through day to day, we make sure that we are taking the time to consider, we are making the space to hear from God on what he wants from us next.